Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and today's yoga practice will be a full body flow. We'll be moving in a really fluid way, especially focusing on our spine. We'll do quite a lot of movement with the shoulders and generally just the upper body. We can start at the top of the mat. So you can come and stand hip width distance apart in a forward fold over the legs. You can soften through the knees here as we start. Releasing your upper body over the legs. Maybe feeling your rib cages come into contact with your thighs. And then if you like, you can also grab opposite elbows to come into this very easy, very soft ragdoll pose to start with. See if you can ground down through all four corners of the feet. Feeling a lifting up through the sitting bones. A softening down through the upper body. The head can be fully heavy. Relaxing through all the muscles of the neck and the shoulders. And you can close your eyes for a moment as we arrive here onto our mats today. Allow yourself to bring your awareness here, into your body, into this moment on your mat. See if you can relax your head just a little bit more, making it as heavy as possible. And when you think you've relaxed it fully, drop it a little bit deeper, relaxing it even more. We'll start drawing deeper inhales in through the nose and out through the nose. Deep inhale again, filling the lungs up, feeling them pushing against the thighs as you fill them up with air. And exhale fully. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, release the air out. Beautiful. You can release your hands, bring your fingertips onto the mat or onto your shins. We'll lengthen halfway, gazing forward, lengthen through the entire spine, pulling the shoulders back. And then exhale, fold over the legs. We'll do that again. Inhale, lengthen. Bringing length into the entire spine, all the way from the bottom of the spine. Exhale, fold over. You can keep the knees soft here. We'll do that once more. Inhale. Lengthen, look forward. And exhale, fold over. Beautiful. We'll then roll our spine all the way up. You can bend through the knees. Reaching up through the arms. Bring the palms to meet. And as they do, you can push your hips back and release over the legs. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen again, gazing forward. Exhale, fold over. We'll rise up again, rounding through the spine, rolling all the way up, vertebra by vertebra. Arms reach up, the palms meet. And then we push the hips back, chest forward, fold over the legs. Lengthen as you inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold over. Rolling up through the spine once more. Inhaling, the arms come all the way up and the palms meet. And exhale, fold over the legs. We lengthen as we inhale. And then you can bring your hands onto the mat. We step into a plank pose. We bring our knees onto the mat. And then release your chin and your chest all the way down. Pushing the hips back, we inhale into a cobra. Exhale, return onto the mat. Bringing your hands onto the lower back. We interlace them there, and then as we inhale, reaching up into a locust pose. You can reach up through the legs and through the upper body, the chest, pressing back through the shoulders. And then exhale, return onto the mat, hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes under, push onto hands and knees, tuck the toes under, and find a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a few full breaths here, maybe bending through one knee, straightening the other, finding a bit of movement here, length in the spine, space in the backs of the legs. We'll keep reaching up through the sitting bones, actively pressing the mat away from us as we hug the triceps in towards the ears. Beautiful. Take one more inhale, just here. And then you can open the mouth, sigh the air out. We'll start moving through a wave motion through our spines. So as we next inhale, we'll start to create space between the shoulder blades, pushing the mat away from you as you curve through the spine, moving forward towards a plank. And when you reach there, you can bend through the knees, guiding the hips back up as you arch through the spine, pressing your chest towards the legs. Beautiful. We'll do that again. So as you inhale, curving, create space between the shoulder blades as you push the mat away from you, move forward. Slight bend in the knees, guide your hips up and back, press the mat away from you. Exhale. We'll do that once more. Inhale, move forward, press the mat away from you, bend through the knees, guide the hips back, downward facing dog. Well done. Inhale fully. And exhale fully. From here we come onto our tiptoes, inhaling. Exhale, bend through the knees, and then you can step or hop, coming into a bit of a more wide-legged forward fold here. You can bring your feet a bit wider than hip-width distance apart as you find your forward fold. We'll bring our right wrist onto the left ankle, left wrist onto the right. And then see if you can really hold onto the ankles or the shins, depending on where you can reach. Maybe broadening through the upper back as you pull the ankles towards you, heart towards the legs. We take one more full breath, inhale. And as you exhale, release a little bit deeper. With our next inhale, we start to bend through the knees, bring the hips down, finding Amalasana, still holding onto your ankles if you can. And then as we exhale, we find that forward fold again. We'll do that again. Inhale, sitting down, length through the spine. And exhale, fold over. One final time, we inhale, dropping the hips down. And then keeping a hold of the right ankle with your left hand. And we're going to release the right arm and reach it all the way to the side. So opening up here, you can keep pushing your left knee out with the left shoulder or the elbow and reach your right arm up. Inhale. And then we switch. Right hand comes back down. Left arm reaches up. Keep opening through the right knee. Holding on to the ankle if you can. Inhale. And then return back to center. We'll release both hands, coming onto our tiptoes. Bring your hands all the way to the lower back and interlace them there. We'll inhale, opening up through the chest, guiding the hands towards the mat. And then as we exhale, we fold over into a forward fold again, still keeping that clasp of the hands. You can soften through the knees and also walk the feet a little bit closer to each other. Well done. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you can release your hands onto the mat and roll the spine all the way up to standing. We'll bring our hands behind the lower back again, interlacing them there. And then as we inhale, we open up through the chest and lift our right knee all the way off the mat. reaching it towards the chest. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we start to push our right leg back into a warrior three. Beautiful. See if you can keep your hands off the lower back as you reach your right leg back. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we slowly, with control, find a high lunge. Still keeping the clasp of the hands if you can. If you need to adjust through the legs, feel free. As you open up through the shoulders, gentle tuck of the pelvis to keep your lower back protected. Melting through the shoulders. Take a full inhale and an exhale. With our next inhale, we release the hands and reach them all the way up. And then exhale, find a warrior two. Well done. Arms opening up into both directions. We bend through the knee, guiding it towards the top of the mat. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Then come back through center. We ground our left elbow towards the knee. Reach your right arm overhead. Coming to an extended side angle. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, come back through center. Now bending through the right knee, we'll find a skandasana. Towards the back of the mat, the right knee bends. You can have your hands at heart center or keep them on the mat, depending on how much balance, stability you need from the floor. Beautiful. Shoulders drop down as you open through the chest. Take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we push back into a warrior two. Take a full inhale. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. We'll step into a plank pose. Bring your knees down. Lower your chin and your chest down. As we push the hips back, we open up into a cobra. And exhale down. Then hands behind the lower back. Interlace them. Rising into a locust pose. Open up through the shoulders and release down. Hands come under the shoulders. Push back onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and downward facing dog. Well done. We'll go through that same sequence on the other side. Take an inhale and exhale out. Then come all the way onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend through the knees and come all the way to the top of the mat, whether it's a hop or a step. Forward folding, we inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over. Then come all the way up to standing, arms come overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Releasing your hands, we bring them to the lower back, interlace them there. And then as we inhale, we open up through the chest and reach our left knee towards the chest. Beautiful. Take another inhale. And then as we exhale, we start to drive our left leg back towards that warrior three. See if you can keep your hands off the bum or off the lower back as you reach back through the foot, through the arms. Inhale. And then with control, we step back into that high lunge position. Pressing down through both feet, we open up through the chest to guide the hands towards the back thigh. As you reach your heart up, shoulders melt down. Beautiful. Final inhale. And exhale. We then inhale the arms all the way up. And as we exhale, open into a warrior two. Arms open up towards the back and the front of the mat as you maybe sit a little bit deeper here. Inhale, reach forward. Reversing the warrior as you exhale. Take another inhale. And then come back through center. Right elbow onto the knee. Left arm reaches over. Lengthen through the left side of the body. Left foot plugging down onto the mat. Take an inhale. And then move back through center, through warrior two, and all the way into a skandasana at the back of the mat. Hands at heart center, you can release them onto the mat too. Beautiful. Breathing here. Keep pressing the left knee away from you. One final inhale. And then we press back up. Warrior two. Inhaling. And then cartwheel the hands down. Step into a plank pose. Knees come down. Chin and chest as well. Press the hips back as you flow up into a cobra. And then back down onto the mat. Release the hands. We'll do one more locust pose, reaching up through the feet, through the chest. Beautiful. And release down. Hands under the shoulders. Push back onto hands and knees. Tucking the toes under. Downward facing dog. Take a full inhale in. And out. We're going to move with our spine again. So we'll create that same wave-like movement, flowing forward as we inhale, push the mat away, coming into a plank. Bend through the knees slightly to lift the hips up, push into a down dog. Well done. Moving through this twice more in your own rhythm. See if you can find as much movement through the vertebra of the spine as possible. And one final round. Beautiful. We'll flow forward once more. And now as we reach plank pose, we're going to drop our hips down, coming into an upward facing dog. Well done. See if you can keep your toes tucked. Keep pressing the mat away from you. Keep opening through the chest, shoulders melting down. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you can melt your knees onto the mat and move your weight back into a child's pose. Maybe gently swaying from side to side here. Releasing through the lower back. From here, we press our hands against the mat and then inhale, rising up through a tabletop position, bringing our weight onto the hands, bending through the elbows, chin and chest meet the mat. Push your hips back. Take one more cobra as you inhale, and then exhale, release down. We're then going to reach our left arm out so that the left hand is in line with the left shoulder. We'll bend our right knee and start to turn all the way onto the left side. Finding a broken wing pose. You can either keep your right hand pressing the mat away from you, or if you want to cross it over to the back side, adding a bit of a shoulder opening on that shoulder as well, you can do that. Taking a few breaths here. Allowing your hips to sink back as much as feels good. That will take the stretch a little bit deeper. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, find your way back onto your stomach. We'll take one cobra here, hands under the shoulders, pushing up. And exhale back down. We then reach our right arm over to the right in a 90-degree angle to your body. Then bending through the left knee, we turn all the way onto the right side. You can rest your head onto the mat. Keep your left hand pressing the mat away from you if you like, or alternatively bring it all the way to the back body. And see if you can relax through the hips, through the shoulders, the neck and the head. Take one final inhale. And then as you exhale, you can start to return back onto your stomach. We'll take one final cobra. Inhale. And exhale, return onto your mat. We'll tuck our toes under, pushing up, sitting back into quite a wide child's pose as we come to the end of our practice. Sitting back over your heels, finding your own space to draw into, maybe closing the eyes for a moment as we come into this place of stillness, of silence at the end of our practice. Allowing your body to enjoy the rest, allowing for a moment for your body to take in the movement that we just went through, to integrate all of that in, to take in all the goodness of the movement that we just went through. Allowing for softness at this point. So that we can have a balance of the softness and the effort in our practice. You can take as long as you like here. You can stay in your child's pose for longer if you like. Or you can join me in rolling your spine back up into a seat. You can bring your knees a little bit closer together. Finding a seat that feels comfortable for you. We'll keep our spine really long, all the way to the crown of the head. The chin is gently tucked. And you find a moment of stillness here. Whenever you feel ready, you can bring your hands to join at heart center. Take one final big inhale in through the nose, filling the lungs up fully. And when you feel like they're completely full, see if you can take one more tiny sip of air, holding on to the breath at the very top. And then open the mouth and sigh the air out. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I post new videos every Thursday. I'm here every week. So if you like practicing with me, please subscribe to my channel and you'll find a new flow here every week. I hope I see you here next time too. Thank you.